Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Last Non-Classics. This is episode 1932 and Doubleshot number 1826. Now, this one discussing volumes 2 and 3 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Reborn. First up is volume 2, Life After Death, which, like in the case of the first volume of this Reborn trade series, it also collects 5 issues. I think it collects issues... actually, it's more like 6 issues. It collects issues 106 to 111. Now, this is, of course, from the IDW run of the series. And can you believe this trade came out just a year ago? Yep, a year ago. Still written by Stephanie Campbell, though she does have a co-writer here for the script for the first 3 issues in here, and that's Rhonda Patterson. She does not do the artwork this time. Nope, the artwork is taken over for the first half of the issues by Nelson Daniel. For parts 4 through 6 is Jody Kazima. Now, mostly for this one, we have the Turtles basically just dealing with more. They deal with basically in these issues they still deal with various things going on in Mutant Town. They still run their dojo. Basically, a woman's kid disappears, and they go out searching for her. There's a fight between kids. It just seems like a regular day, and of course you have an appearance by Baxter Stockman, who's the mayor of New York City. Yes, I am not kidding about that. Baxter Stockman, the known scientist villain of the franchise, and he's the mayor of New York City here. Not the first time this has happened for a series. Marvel Comics have it frickin' twice, where 2 characters from Spider-Man became the mayor of New York City. First is J. Jonah Jameson, and then it was the Kingpin of Crime himself, and now currently it's Luke Cage is the mayor of New York City. Yeah. That's what it's currently. DC, they never really mentioned the mayor. They mentioned the mayors a couple times in the series, in the history, but not really. You have Alplex doing her thing here. And we also see a Mouser. Yes. Remember these things? Yeah, the things made by Baxter Stockman. What the heck is doing here? Oh, probably on patrol. Probably said by Baxter Stockman, but they probably can't prove it. So, battling the Masters again. Of course, they basically break them. And then for some strange reason, we see 3 turtles in shadow. Like, what the heck is going on here? April basically is informed by the Mousers. And she finds a way to show them. By the way, the turtles are all wearing pants now. Why the heck are they wearing pants? I have no idea. I mean, here's Turtles just happily wearing pants. Despite the fact prior to this storyline here, they never wore clothing. It just basically was shells. You have Alplex basically just dealing with the kids. And more fun stuff here. But it's definitely interesting here they brought back the freaking Mousers here. Now, I had no problem with the Mousers. As a matter of fact, they actually took apart. They made a first appearance back in issue 2 of the original Teenage Mutant Turtles series back in 1984. And also, they appeared, I believe it was in the first episode of the 84, 80, I think it was the 87 show, and the first episode of the 2003 show. And if you're curious, did a mouse appear in the first episode of the 2012 show? No. That was the only one where they did not physically appear. They appear a little bit later on the series when Back Thomas finally shows up. And it's the only series when Back Thomas shows up and he does not have any association with the Shredder. It's not until later on they basically hire him as a scientist for the Foot Clan. First series do that. Because in the comics, he never associated with Foot Clan. Basically, they added to this show where, from the beginning, first time we see he was part of Foot Clan. But 2012 was the first one to get that part right, where he was never part of the organization. Later on, though he did later join. That part at first was good on their part. So yes, it is confirmed that Baxter is basically responsible for sending the mouse out. Why in the world does he want to limit the turtles? I have no idea. Excuse me. So, and of course, April does question why the mouses are there. Basically monitoring. If so, you have a resource in place. Using for spying. Observation, Miss O'Neill. If I hadn't, I would have discovered the problem. The men's public relations nightmare if this thing would get out. Public relations were about self-preservation. You couldn't just help because it's the right thing to do. You said dangerous and contained. Contained where? Exactly how? Inside the borders of Mutant Town, of course. Part of Mouse's job is to protect them from escaping. But what about the safety of those poor people who... What the hell, Stockman? It's Dr. Stockman to you, Mr. O'Neill. Or your honor, prefer. The sewers? Your observers, the sewers? Like your turtle friends, Mutant question is in perching for dark and damp places. How home there? Wait, what is? Turtles are in trouble. Yes, so it seems. Oh my god, they're children there. Use Mars to help them. Now let's leave Rush. Like, before day, this is not over. So basically, oh yeah, Jenka's here and she frees them. And of course, everybody's freed. Of course, April shows up, gets them out of there. So yeah, April basically just takes them someplace else. The mouse is like, this should do. And see, this works. Pulls a cord down, they scream. And of course, you have Alplex Robot Ralph. And of course, he doesn't come back. He's gonna come back, no problem. Of course, you have another eel there. Deal with this creature there. And they deal with it. And we got some happy-glory. And of course, April demands, like, I want you to stop at top secret surveillance in Mutant. And why would it? Because I'll expose you if you don't. The threat you covered up, the risk you exposed the mutants to, the gets people in. At best, your mouses are spying them without their knowledge. At worst, they're pulling the dangerous weapons that could just wander around children would have. Look, if you want eyes and ears in Mutant, let me do it like an ambassador of sorts. You know, I have friends there. Maybe you can use both sides. Very well. I'll let you go on this one. I accept your offer. But watch yourself, Miss O'Neill. You're going to push me too far one day. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can let you win because I've already won. And apparently, the mouse brought back some eggs. Yep. And you have basically more Mutant Town stuff, which is really enjoyable here. It's kind of like a fun day in life. There's a killer whale there. Just really good stuff. Some fighting. Jacob basically trying to get involved with some stuff here. And there's an octopus man involved. Yes, an octopus man. And by the way, there's even appearance by a couple movie characters I'll get to. Looks like appearance of Bebop, maybe. And of course, you have Ralph with his girlfriend, Alplex. So, then of course, she basically tags along. Yeah, it's almost like the way she... Now, here's the thing. Alplex is a fox. And Raphael is a turtle, and yet they're an item. It's basically a serious view. In case you're curious, though, the TV version of Raphael never was in relation with Alplex. She appeared for one episode, and she was responsible for basically chopping up Claw Tiger's tail. Yep. So the recruit workshop. And of course, they run into Old Hob. Do it. And of course, more stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, someone who's similar to Old Hob. And of course, more fighting, more weird stuff here. Just, of course, it's turtles, mind you. And, of course, they're dealing with the... by the way, her name is Sally. So, deals with various different things. And then, finally, at Foot headquarters, yes, the Foot, where apparently it's like protecting, and, of course, basically, Karai is here to basically... Now, this is Karai here. And her presence here is basically to lead to a potential return of the Shredder. And then for some reason, she opens up basically a door. And apparently have Tinker and Razor from the movies. Yes, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze pop up here. Great ending to the storyline here. This issue here. This right here. Excellent. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Next up it is Volume 3, Time After Time. Where, yes, we have Renette pop up in the storyline. And she's here because the turtle who's distantly related to the turtle trying to solve basically family crisis. The Subprotector Resort here. It's a fun story arc. And this also has a return of the Shredder. First time he's been seen issue 100. I think at this point in time, I think he had not been seen in the comic for like a year. And he's not in the armor per se, but is a Rokusaki. the guy who normally is the Shredder, he does pop up here, of course, with Karen, who is the sister of the Rat King. Yes, seriously, the Rat King. So we have it where basically you could say that the Shredder is distantly related to the Rat King. Who the Rat King is like completely different from the original depiction in the comics. I spoke to Jim Noss about this. Where when I revealed to him what happened with the 03 version, where they basically kept bringing back as a freaking cyborg, he was a bit surprised about it. He probably didn't know about the fact that his character was adapted for the 03 show and named the cyborg. Of course, he did first appear in the 1987 show, and he, appearance-wise, same parenting as the comics, but he doesn't die at any point in the series. Doesn't fall into a smokestack like he does in the 03 show. In the 2012 show, he's basically a scientist who gets burned, he gets telepathy powers, and that's basically the Rat King. And when he dies, he stays dead. We have a ghost of him pop up later on. He's voiced by Jeffrey Combs in the series. Yeah, but that's something else altogether. But this, I love the whole stuff with Renette. Now, here's the thing. Renette in the 2012 show was a love interest for Michelangelo. Yes, one of two. Yes. Oh, and by the way, who was basically Raphael in love with? A female alien that he called Mona Lisa. Yep. And Leonardo had a thing for Karai, who was, in that continuity, Splinter's daughter. In this continuity, she's she definitely was a Shredder. She's basically Shredder's granddaughter. In the 03 show, it's his daughter. I think it's more like an adopted daughter. In the case of the comics, it's suggested they're related in the original Mirage continuity, but it's never gone into detail very much. And at one point, like in the last Mirage comic was published, when Mirage got it back after Image got it, it was implied that she and Casey Jones slept together. And once again, Casey Jones is nowhere to be seen here. I don't know. I don't think he's dead. It'd be kind of weird if he's dead, because this is Casey Jones, mind you. If in fact they pretty much decided to kill him off for some strange reason. Gungala, Gungala, Gungala. By the way, his father is Hun from the Purple Dragons. Yep. I don't know if he's dead or not. I don't know if he is. If he is, I was kind of surprised about that. As far as I can tell, I don't think he's dead. Yeah, I'm trying to see exactly, like... As far as I can tell, he's not dead, per se. It's just that... He's not featured anymore. No, he isn't, for some strange reason. I don't really know why he's not featured. He just isn't. It's just kind of weird, to say the least. Mm-hmm. I do know that... let's see. Okay, so Hun got killed off in issue 100. Let's see. Casey Jones, I don't think so. They don't. I'm looking on here. It doesn't say he's dead. No, he just not around. So he's not dead. He just basically just not featured right now for some strange reason. Where he is, it's completely unknown. It's kind of like basically once Tom Waltz left the series, it's kind of like just dropped him from the series for some strange reason. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. As far as I can tell, he's not featuring anything. Not that I can think of, no. Yeah, I don't think he's featuring anything currently. Not really, no. I have not seen anything feature him currently, but maybe might feature something else by then. Yep. But in the case of this book overall, it's good. It's awesome. I give this book a 9. Basically, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's just really good here. Okay, so that's it for review. Stay tuned for my review for Hammer Love in the World. I'm back to Plunder after that. Okay, this video. Bye.